What's good, YouTube? Steel here, and in today's video we'll be taking on the fourth and final expert solo battle introduced in Eevee's Grove. On this channel we aim to complete these solo battles not only with decks that are 3 diamonds or less, but also of the specified type. So in the case of Sylveon EX, we have to use an all fighting deck. But before we begin, I'd like to ask you to please consider subscribing, as although this set only gave us 4 expert solo battles to do, this channel does post all things Pokemon Pocket, from guides like this to high level meta reports and even Master Ball gameplay and deck breakdowns. With that out of the way, I want to apologize for the delay on this guide, but now that it's here, let's begin by breaking down the opponent, Sylveon EX. As you can see from Sylveon EX, is very similar to like the day one concepts that people had for like a pure psychic version of Sylveon. It has the Espeons that could do damage based on how much energy your opponent has. It has Sylveon that if you build up enough like evolutions in the backline, you do a lot more damage. But then ultimately it kind of fell off, whether it's because Darktina was still a thing, whether it's just like not enough damage, whether Oricorio was stopping Sylveon. Regardless what it was, this never really took off in the actual meta. However, here for the concept of a 3 diamond or less deck, or just a solo battle in general, is highly like respectable, I guess is the word I would say. However, obviously we have a built around in a way where we take advantage of everything that this deck has or offers. And what I mean by that, let's skip into the supporters. As you can see, they have Cyrus and Guzma. Those are 2 cards that we could completely play around by, 1, not playing any tools for Guzma to take away, and 2, if we just focus on attacking with everything that we have in the front, Cyrus will never be live, thus cutting their deck to only having valid cards in the use of like Sabrina. Funny enough, one of the cards that actually affects us if they get to use it, or if they use it properly, is Red Card. However, it's very rare to see Red Card in these expert solo battles, mainly in my opinion, mainly because I don't know how you could make the AI know when to use it, or like what mentality they use. In the examples that you'll see in this video, it never came up, so I can't really explain or understand how they would potentially like be linked up to do it. Maybe it's just as soon as you hit 4 cards they'll use it. Nonetheless, if you play your cards right, or you try to play around Red Card, it's something that I can suggest. Don't like have your hand full of cards if you could avoid it. And when it comes to the evolution cards that they're using, it's good to note that everything needs 2 energy to attack. So if we're going second, we're in a much better advantage. And not to mention Espeon, our deck, as when you'll see it, is very low to the ground. We don't commit too much energy to the board, thus Espeon can't really take advantage, even though we're all fighting, and it has the advantage on most of the Pokemon. And by advantage I mean like it hits for weakness. But I think once you see the list that we're using, you're gonna understand why I didn't go really into detail about what they're doing, because it truly doesn't matter as long as you find it fast enough. And that deck is Lucario Rampardos. This is one of the few and only times you'll see me playing Rampardos is in the expert solo battles, because it is such a strong card and it fits every requirement. The opposite type, in the sense of if it's a fighting type, it will meet that requirement, of course, and it is a 3 diamond or less boss monster. Is just so overpowered. It's so good in ranked. It's so good in like every format that you could put in Pokemon Pocket. Like it's just a strong card. And yes, if you watch my live streams, you can see like I'm highly against playing it, mainly because it just doesn't work as well for me as others. I tend to struggle to find the fossil with the rare can't. Like the entire combo seems to elude me. However, in these expert solo battle guides, it's a different story. It's one of the strongest decks to use. If you're just watching this video and you want to complete every extra solo battle and you don't care about using opposite types, this is probably the #1 deck to use. Outside of like maybe Masquerada is a close second. Masquerada, however, highly depends on the opponent being an EX deck. Rampardos does not care what it has in front of it. It will crush it. With the help of Lucario, it'll hit for 150, which knocks out a lot of things. Then we have Geo. For example, in this example, we're playing Geo because let's say you don't have Lucario set up. Rampardos plus Geo is 140, which knocks out their strongest Pokemon or healthiest Pokemon in the form of Sylveon. But the rest of the deck is pretty standard to like Lucario versions that we've seen in the past. In the past, I mean, whether it's meta or in other expert solo battle videos of mine. Any changes that I would recommend, or maybe consistency pieces, playing cards like Iono or Pokemon Communication. You could cut down maybe Hitmonchan. Maybe you could cut down on one of the Geos, just so that you could see the Rampardos line faster. Iono could also have a chance of finding you the fossil. The reason I like the double Geo is because Hitmonchan plus Geo does knock out the collect EVs, the non-EX EVs that they have. If we go second and they just put the 60 HP EV and pass, and Hitmonchan plus Geo knocks that out. As well as previously mentioned, a second Geo would help Rampardos knock out a Sylveon later in that same game. But ultimately, there's no real wrong way of playing this deck. As long as your main attacker is Rampardos, you're gonna have a simple or easy way to victory in this challenge, as long as you find the Rampardos. So there's not much more to add to this. I just hope y'all found this video. I once again apologize for how long it took to put it out, but here it is. And I promise you it's one of the best lists that work for expert solo battles. Again, whether it's this challenge or whether it's just you're trying to complete through all the other ones that you haven't done in the past, or whatever it is. If this is the first video you find of mine, this list will cover all 3 diamond or less challenges throughout like the entire game. With that said, I hope you stick around for the gameplay. As always, thank you for watching, and above all else, stay pro. All right, going first, which is not ideal, but we'll make it work, I guess. Again, this is probably like the best if not one. I think Masquerada maybe a close second, if not like 1A, 1B on the best like 3-star lower deck, like in the game, basically. Especially for all these solo battles. And then I'm referring to Rampardos Lucario specifically. Like, I know it's fallen off the meta completely. Like, yes, you'll see it here and there. There's some people that still play it, but yeah. It's focused here and here. The only reason I don't put Himochan is because we're not playing X speed or anything like that, which would have let us swap easily. There's like no way we commit Himochan in a way I would want to. If anything, we'll save that last spot for the Skull Fossil. The other option would have been, the reason I put both Riolus down is because we're able to evolve the one in the back while buffing the attack of the one in the front. Although, we'll see what we do. There's definitely a risk there. I think we're gonna do it like this. Again, they do play red card, which is something that most expert solos don't have, but this one does, so we have to play around it. Let's pass there. All right, they went Sylveon, which is pretty tough. I'm gonna be honest, because not only do we get drop power, we don't have like the weakness there. Like Eevee was weak to us. None of this is weak to us, right? Let's see. Like, clearly we're not going to be getting the win without giving any points currently, but we're not out of it. Go Marshadow. Right now we have the ability to go Marshadow into Hitmonchan. Or, just like that. Just like that, I think we win the game. And there's like nothing they could do about it. Yeah, because this is gonna hit for 150 thanks to the Lucario. And now the most they could do is like Espeon attack for 20 damage, because we that's another good thing about this deck specifically for this challenge. We barely have like, what's this called? It's energy, like, yeah, basically to spread out, right? All of our Pokemon are low end in terms of like what they require to attack. So we don't fall victim to like a quick little Espeon to attack here. Yeah, now this Sylveon, yeah, draw some cards, yeah, well, bunch of things going on, but again, if you look at their list, they have nothing. We're playing around a lot of their stuff, like, right? Yeah, their Guzma would do nothing there, Cyrus won't do nothing there. The most like they could have probably done is like Sabrina, and still we just given energy to either one of these two and back them out. And yeah, I'm not gonna waste no time. Just swing, and practically as easy as a solo battle could be. And granted, it's because we found the Rampardos early, but that way there's different adjustments you could do to this deck to make that even more efficient, but I don't think they're necessary in order to be able to complete it. Regardless, always do multiple examples, so let's go to another one. All right, this time we're going second, and as I was saying in the last example, there's definitely ways you can make finding Rampardos more consistent. We could actually cut like a lot of things. Let me start the battle before I get into them, and I probably say it in the deck profile, right? But you could definitely cut like Giovanni to 1. You could cut Hitmonchan and just start playing cards like Pokecoms, cards like Iono that just let you shuffle for specific pieces, shuffle your entire hand. Iono's very important in that case because you can't search the fossils. So you need cards like Research and Iono and stuff that let you draw in order to try to get there. All right, we go Research here. But you see now, even without Candy, we have the entire line. Let's go Hitmonchan here. Yeah, here, since we're going second, this example should be a lot easier in sense of like, in showing you how easy it could be to win. This one should be a lot easier because now, whether they evolve or not, they can't really attack. The most they could do is 40 if they go into Espeon, which they did not. Yeah, so if we find Rare Candy, it's over just as fast as last game. And even without it, we go into Lucario. Hit them for 60 here. We'll see. We could even we're not even forced to do it right here. Hold up. Yeah, we have I'll show you an interesting line that works as well here, where we protect Riolu. Because although they don't have a way of like Oh yeah, the way they played it, actually, they don't have a way to attack us. They're not playing XP, they're not playing Leaf. So kind of interesting that they played it this way. Regardless, I kind of want to show y'all this play, but there's no reason to. Like, I was thinking, an option we have is dropping down to Riolu, evolving Skullfoss onto the Cranidos, evolving to Lucario and start hitting for 50 to 70. Well, start hitting for 70, which I still think is the better play. But the way they did it, we don't even have to do that if we didn't want to, right? But we will, because it is the fastest way for victory. And then once we get Rampardos, it's like, it's wraps. Let's go Lucario here. Also, we lower our total energy committed to the board, just in case this evolves into Espeon, which is the only thing. Actually, not even next turn. Okay, yeah. They completely locked themselves out from playing next turn, so it is what it is. So yeah, in practice, I guess you could technically cut out a Geo for Iono or something, just for drop consistency stuff. But I'm a big fan of this Hitmonchan with Geo being able to knock out Eevee outright, so. And now we commit to Lucario. We could put this Fossil down. This at most hits for 70 next turn. Are we okay with that? Just making sure they don't have, like, they already used double Eevee bags, so they can't even go to 90. Yeah, I think we're okay with this. We don't have to evolve into Rampardos. Let's just get our knockout here. And honestly, it's a wrap from here. Because, obviously, even if it means sacrificing Rampardos, which we clearly, by looking at their list, granted their list is not on the screen right now, it's here to the side, and you just see it at the beginning of the video. We're like in no danger whatsoever here. Alright, so whatever we put forward kind of gets cooked. Actually, no, we could just go Lucario. We could have given them a free point, but I'm also trying to show y'all how to win with all the challenges. So this is an example where we won and we didn't give away a point, right? Because we go here, retreat back into Cranidos, evolve, and we have the Geos and all that stuff. But in this situation, basically, if you get to Rampardos, there's not much you need Geo for. Except I like Geo because if we didn't have Lucario, Geo plus Rampardos is able to knock out Sylveon. Luckily, in both situations we had the Lucario, so again, did not really matter. But I hope y'all see how easy it was and how simple it is as long as you play this list or a variation of it. Yeah, the Sylveon deck was kind of interesting in theory. It's very similar to what people were trying like day one of Eevee Grove, which in theory makes it like a pretty strong deck, or at least very it has the potential, especially in this limited like environment of just solo battles, playing with 3 diamonds or less, just fighting. But Rampardos is just too strong. It's a strong card in the meta, is a strong card in solo battles. It fits the requirement of 3 diamonds or less. It's all fighting. So yeah, just if you follow the deck in this list card for card, or you add Ionos or Pokemon communication for further consistency, you'll have no problem taking this down. So hopefully this video helps you. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the short expert solo battle guides. Once again, sorry for how long it took me to put out these last 2, but there was only 4 for this season. Hopefully next season with it being like a big set, we'll see at least like 6 or 7 of them, because honestly I enjoy making them. They're just very limited this time around. Best of luck with all your attempts. Thank you for watching, and above all else, stay pro.